Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. Hopefully, you guys had a good day. I actually slept in this morning. I haven't slept past 6 a.m. and I have no idea how long. I'm usually up way before my alarm, and it's usually about 2:30 in the morning, and then I can't go back to sleep. I have no idea what happened, but I absolutely loved it. So I got a ton of sleep, and I actually got a lot done today too. And I even made an amazing dinner. I made homemade chicken and dumplings. So my day was jam-packed full, but I got so much accomplished, and it feels so good to get stuff off of your to-do list. And I started out this morning in a tank top. And then I came out to the craft room. Well, it was a little after 7, maybe 7:30-ish. And my craft room was 69 degrees. I was like, there is no way I can work in that cold of weather. I know I'm never happy. It's either hot or I'm cold, never in between. So I had to go in and put a long sleeve shirt on. And it got warm throughout the day, but I was like, I'm not going to go change again. I'm just going to suck it up and deal with it. So it is not freezing cold here. I just happen to be in a long sleeve shirt. Hopefully, though, soon it will be cold enough to be able to wear long sleeve shirts, leggings, and flip flops. That's like my jam. It is my favorite to be able to wear flip flops, leggings, and a long sleeve shirt. Anyway, that was my day. Hopefully, your guys's was just as amazing. I have a super fun, really, it's a wild card. I think it's a wild card. Super simple. Literally, you can mass produce these so quick. I do have to apologize because there is one funky measurement. I know I hate those funky measurements, the 3/8 or the 9/16 or whatever, but this card does call for one smidgen of a funky dimension. But I will show you with my handy dandy ruler, and we are going to cut one together. So hopefully you guys will be able to recreate this. And I also did not only a Christmas card, but I actually did a birthday card as well. So it's kind of a 2-for-1, kind of like I did on Tuesday to show you different ways that you can use the same design. So let's get crafting. I'm super excited to show you guys. Hold on. We're not going to be crafting quite yet. Sometimes my little adapter that I have for my computer doesn't trigger. So I might just need to suck it up and get a new one. So we're just going to chit chat for a second until I can flip this around until it starts to work. Let's see if that is going to work. There it goes. Okay, let's flip you over. So I brought in the catalog so I could show you guys a couple things. And I kind of did the little bunny ears with my dimensionals. I don't know if that's what they're called, but I just threw my dimensionals in there. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the More Than Autumn stamp set and dies. This is the Designing Damsel kit to go for this month. So if you already have it, it is totally fine. And if you still want the cards that we're going to be making with it, you can definitely get that as well. So even though you already have the stamp set and the dies, we will be creating the cards with it, or you can just get the PDF version of it. But if you haven't gotten this yet, the stamp set always comes with the kit, and you can add on the dies if you want to. So I wanted to touch on that, and there is a link in the video before I went live, so you can click on that and see more details. And then the set we are going to be using tonight is the same Snowy Wonders set. Hello, Jessica. The bundle is so amazing. We're actually using it in card class on Saturday, and it is so stinking cute. Um, but this is the set we're going to be playing with today. I actually featured this on Tuesday's live as well. I should probably go grab those cards. I know exactly where they're at. Those cards were super quick and easy as well. And I loved this paper that I couldn't resist on doing another one. So these are the cards that we did on Tuesday using the same set. And I used the sentiment, the season's greeting. It does come in the stamp set. But for the card I'm doing tonight, I am definitely a Merry Christmas kind of girl. So I pulled in a Merry Christmas from the reindeer set. So everything else is going to be using the Snowy Wonder, but it's on page 33 of your catalog. If you don't have this set, it is definitely something to look into because it is so fun and cheery and gorgeous. So there's that. Let me bring in the designer series paper. So for the card we're doing tonight, I really was thinking about cutting out the snowman and the tree from this designer series paper. And then I was like, oh, what does the backside look like? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can cut into this because I really want to use this for other cards. So I then went into the stamp set and was like, oh, I can just stamp and die cut the snowman and his hat. And I was going to do a couple trees, but I didn't. I just stuck with the snowman and his hat. So you can cut the designer series paper out from the dies, or you can use the stamp sets that is provided. But I love this paper. I think I say it all the time. Their paper is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the little candy canes. I really think any one of these designs will work for either of the cards that I did on Tuesday, or look at the little penguins. And there's a penguin die, so you could totally cut those guys out too. I really think any of these designer series paper would work for the cards that we did on Tuesday and tonight. So let's pull in the card we're going to be doing. Here we go. Look at how quick, easy, and simple, and definitely a wow card. I added a few little gems to it just to kind of give it a little pop. And I started by adding the gems. I know there's only 2 buttons for the snowman, and I was going to add 3, but then I got thinking it was a little too much, so I just moved them to the designer series paper. So I'm going to show you guys how to create this. So I have all of the moving parts and pieces. We have our thick basic white. It is 8.5 by 5.5. And don't worry if you miss all of these measurements, I did put it in the description before we went live, and we're going to be cutting this together as well. So this is Poppy Parade, and it measures 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I have my piece of designer series paper. It's 3.5 inches long, but we're going to do a little bit of cutting on it. And we're cutting it at 1 3/8. So I'll bring the trimmer in and I'll show you guys. But it is 3.5 by 1 3/8. I have a smidgen over 1/4 of an inch piece of our basic white for our sentiment. And then I already cut the little snowman. So here was my dilemma. I have some of the old glimmer paper, and I really wanted to do the snowman's hat in the glimmer paper, but it's not current. So I went ahead for this book live because I try to use things that are current, just punch or die cut him out of our basic black. If you happen to have little tiny pieces of the black glimmer paper, he does look really cute with the black glimmer paper as well. Just a little tidbit for you. Okay, I'm going to push these aside and I'm going to grab my trimmer and I'm going to flip this around. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, this is 3.5 inches wide already. We need to cut this at 1 3/8. So let me bring in my trimmer. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. So here is your 1 inch. Here is your 1 1/4. 1 3/8 is 2 lines over the 1 1/4. I know you guys probably think I'm crazy, but that's what I have to do. This thing sits at my desk 24 hours a day. And when I have a funky measurement, I pull it out and it tells me where to cut. It is a lifesaver. So I'm going to slide my paper in, and there's the 1 1/4 inch, and I'm going to go over 2 little spots. So we're going to cut once. We're going to cut twice. And what is it? 3 is a charm, 3rd time is a charm. Isn't that a song? I actually think it might be. Okay, so this is just a piece of scrap. So we just need 3 pieces that are 3.5 by 1 3/8. And our centerpiece, we're going to flip over. So that is what's going to give us our design. I swear to you, this is probably one of the easiest cards I've done. Tuesdays was pretty easy as well. But this card is so easy to put together. And I really do think it's a wow card. So slide this in the middle. There we go. That looks pretty lined up. So we are going to go ahead and glue this together. So I guess it really doesn't really matter which side you start with. So put a little bit of glue. And we're going to lay this right on the edge, leaving a border. And now I'm going to come over and do the opposite side. Just because if it happens to be a little cattywampus, you can always fix it with the center one. So I'm going to start on the outsides and then I'll work my way into the middle. There we go. That's how easy this card is. As long as you can get the 1 3/8, the card is super easy to put together. Hello, Teresa. Welcome. So I'm going to grab my card base. I'm going to give it a good crease. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. There we go. Perfect. And now let's put some dimensionals on our little snowman. So I'll show you a little trick that I did with my snowman. So I'm putting 3 dimensionals on here, but this last one, I am going to hang it off of his head. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these off. Bring in my silicone mat. Let me just brush off all the dust. Bring in my silicone mat, and now I'm going to lay him down. Now I can come and grab his hat and put his hat on, and I don't have to worry about having a dimensional. And we probably should have colored his nose. Oh, and the hat's on backwards. I didn't realize that until, oh, it actually wasn't on backwards. Just leave it alone if it is on backwards. I should have colored his nose before I put dimensionals on, but that's okay. It's a itty bitty tiny spot. So I'm just using the dark pumpkin pie to color his nose. So then when I go to pick him up, we can just set this on our card. There we go. Let's grab our Merry Christmas. Hello, Mary, welcome. Bring in the Poppy Parade. And let me get the actual measurement of this one. It is 5/16. So just a smidgen over a quarter. Smidgen over a quarter is a little bit easier. I hopefully am getting this centered because it's kind of hard to see with my cameras in the way. Let's see if I can flip it over and do a little bit better. I think he needed to come down just a hair. There we go. Much better. And I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to just trim off the edge. So once I do this side, I want to do the opposite side, the opposite direction. But I always forget which way to put my scissors. So what I do is I cut it long enough so when I do the little snip, I can do it off to the side and not so close to my sentiment where I have to redo it. So that's just a little tip that I've learned because I am not the best at it. So now you can kind of see it looks cute. Looks cuter that way anyway. I honestly don't think it really matters. Nobody's going to say, oh, she didn't cut those the right way. I'm going to grab a couple mini dimensionals. These guys are a lifesaver. Then you don't have to worry about cutting the big ones in half, and love the little mini guys. So I'm going to put this right across the top. Grab some of our rhinestones and the take your pick tool, which mine was here a second ago. So we're just going to probably, oh, it doesn't have the putty on the end of it, but that's okay. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. So we're just going to use our fingers. Use whatever it attaches to. Okay, that one's not going to attach to anything, so we're going to pick him up, and we're going to pick him up. Fingernails work perfect as well. So there you go. That is how quick and easy these cards are to put together. You can also use the scrapbooking stamp set. It is called Snowy Day. You could really use this one and do Snowy Day on the inside of your card, or you can do Burr on the inside of the card. I think these nice big images would work for the inside as well. So there you go. We are going to put one more together, and then I will let everybody get back to their wonderful evening. I've already cut these ones, so we don't have to sit and cut it. But if you're just logging on or just joining, I did demonstrate how to cut these so they fit. So we're going to do one on each side, and then we're going to do the center. And you can mix and match your cardstock or designer series paper as well. I just decided to use the one sheet and then flip the inside over. There's that side. Glue this one down. And then we'll do the inside. While that's drying, let's do our nose. The nose does not take any time whatsoever. Let's grab some dimensionals. Here they are. I'm going to go ahead and put one at the bottom, one in the center, and then one at the top. And if you take the backings off and flip it over, make sure it's on your silicone mat. Otherwise it is going to stick to whatever you set it on. Make sure your hat's going the right way so you don't have to rip it off at the last second. So make sure you're using your silicone mat if you're going to flip it out over. Otherwise, it's going to stick to any paper that it attaches to, it will stick. So let's actually glue this to our card base. So when I do my sentiment, it is going to give it a little bit of time to dry. And then I'll pull in the birthday card that I did with this set. Well, it's not this set, but it's this design. So I'm going to ink up the Merry Christmas. Try to stamp it right this time, but that's why there's two sheets, two sides to every sheet. And it wasn't tragic, but I'm going to see if I can get a smidgen better. I think I like that one better. So very minimal stamping, very minimal coloring, not much die cutting, and it's a beautiful card. So I'll just trim off the edges. Now I don't know which side I was going to use. I think it's this side. We'll put dimensionals on this side. I think it's the opposite side I liked a little bit better. There we go. Grab your gems. I see the lid to my Take Your Pick tool is sitting here, but I do not see the tool itself. And this one's stuck to my finger as well. So we are just going to go with it. Look at there. And we could have actually, let's see if I can peel that up. Let's see how easy we could put it on his hat. So kind of possibilities are endless. You can put your diamonds wherever you want. You don't even have to put diamonds on there. Hello, Darlene. Good evening. You don't have to put the diamonds on there, but you can if you want. But it's a super simple and easy card to put together. So here's the ones that we did for tonight. And let me grab the one that I did in a happy birthday. So it's the same design. I just used different cardstock. I used different designer series paper, used different stamp set and the dies. So I thought it was super fun, cute, and definitely duplicatable. So there you go. It is a quick live for tonight. Sometimes I do the whole 30 minutes. Sometimes I can get it done pretty quick. That's how easy this card is. Anyway, I will see many of you guys at card class on Saturday. I do have a few spots left, so definitely send me a message if you're able to come. If not, I will see everybody again on Tuesday for another card class or another Facebook Live. We'll chat with you soon and have a great evening. Bye-bye.